Max was a golden retriever we adopted when he was just 2 months old. On the first day he came home, he was so tiny. His golden fur glowed like sunshine and his round eyes were filled with trust. From that day on, Max followed my father everywhere. Early in the morning, he would sit by the door waiting for my dad to brew his coffee. When my dad went out to the garden, Max would lie by his feet wagging his tail. On stormy days, Max would sit by the window staring out at the flooded road, just waiting for him to come home. When I was 17, my father was diagnosed with late-stage cancer. The whole family was overwhelmed by fear and sadness, but not Max. Max continued to lie by my father's bed every night, resting his head on his arm. Whenever my dad coughed or struggled to breathe, Max would let out a small worried whimper as if calling for someone to help. In my father's final days, Max barely ate. He only kept vigil, his eyes never leaving the man he loved most. My father grew weaker, but every time he saw Max, he would lift a trembling hand to stroke him, his lips softly shaping Max's name. On his last night, my dad held my mother's hand and said, "I can rest now because I know you and Max will take care of each other." After my father passed away, Max lay beside the bed for 3 days straight, refusing to move. His eyes no longer sparkled. They held a sadness as wide as the sky. Every morning, he still went to the door to wait, even though he knew the one he was waiting for would never return. A year later, Max grew frail. On the morning he left us, I found him lying quietly on the rug by the front door, the place where he had waited for my father all those months. Resting on his chest was my dad's old handkerchief, the one Max always carried around like a precious treasure. On the day we buried Max, my mother placed that handkerchief with him. She said, "Max never left your father even when the whole world had moved on." The message, some loves are so loyal they transcend the boundary between life and death. That is the love of a dog for the person who was his entire world.